Okay, I want you to imagine something for a second. You're trapped in one of the absolute hottest deserts on Earth. The sun is just relentlessly beating down on you, the sand is practically burning your feet, and you have absolutely zero water for an entire week. Now, most animals, they'd be gone within just a few days in those brutal conditions. But there's one incredible creature that can just casually keep walking through that burning sand like it's a walk in the park. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the hidden biological secrets of the ultimate desert survivor.
So it really begs the ultimate question, right? How do camels actually survive without water? For thousands of years, these animals, which people often call the ship of the desert, have been helping humans cross these vast, totally barren landscapes. But does a camel really store water inside its hump, like we've all been told since we were kids? Or is there a completely different biological secret hiding inside its body? Well, scientists have spent decades studying this animal, and what they found? It completely changes how we understand survival.
All right, let's jump right in and bust the biggest myth out there right out of the gate. Almost everyone believes the camel stores water inside its hump. I mean, it makes intuitive sense, right? But actually, scratch that. It is 100% false. A camel's hump is definitely not a giant water balloon. Instead, it is completely packed with fat. Just to give you a sense of scale, a single adult camel can lug around over 30 kilograms of fat in just one hump. Now you might be wondering why fat, and why store it all in one giant heavy lump on their back? Well, it all comes down to temperature control. Carrying all that fat in one isolated spot actually keeps the rest of the camel's body significantly cooler. Think about it. If that fat were spread evenly across its whole body, like it is in most other mammals, including us, it would basically act like a thick winter coat, trapping all that body heat inside. By keeping it totally isolated up in the hump, the camel can release its body heat way more efficiently into the hot desert air. But you know, busting that myth kind of opens up a massive new mystery for us. If the hump doesn't actually hold any water, then how exactly does a camel survive for days on end without drinking a single drop? The answer isn't just hiding in one specific organ. Instead, it's literally built into almost every single part of its body. As you'll see, the camel has evolved one of the most advanced, beautifully interconnected survival systems in the entire animal kingdom. Let's set the stage here with a crazy number, 50 degrees Celsius. That is a blistering 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's the temperature these deserts can easily hit during the peak of the day. Under those intense conditions, the vast majority of mammals would rapidly succumb to severe dehydration. I mean, every single drop of sweat it takes to cool down is a drop of water lost forever. But the camel's entire biological engine is engineered to waste absolutely nothing. So, let's look at how this incredible heat management plays out over a standard 24-hour cycle. Most mammals start sweating the absolute second their body temperature rises even a tiny bit. But camels, they have a brilliant workaround. They literally just allow their internal body temperature to drastically fluctuate on its own. During those freezing desert nights, the camel lets its internal body temperature drop way down. Then, when the sun comes up, its body temperature slowly, gradually rises all throughout the day. Because they're starting from such a low baseline in the morning, it takes hours and hours before they hit the temperature threshold where they finally need the sweat. That simple trick of delaying the sweat saves massive amounts of water every single day. Now, where it gets really fascinating is right down at the microscopic level. Inside a camel's veins is this remarkable adaptation that almost no other mammal has. So, most mammals, like you and me, we have round red blood cells, but a camel's blood cells are oval-shaped, and that tiny little structural difference changes absolutely everything. See, when a living creature gets severely dehydrated, its blood literally thickens. For animals with round blood cells, that thick, sludgy blood struggles to move through tiny blood vessels, and that quickly leads to death. But at camels' smooth, oval blood cells, they just keep flowing smoothly, making sure oxygen keeps getting to every part of its body, even after extreme water loss. And those oval blood cells do something else that is just mind-blowing. Picture this, a camel has been walking for a week, it's incredibly thirsty, and it finally spots a desert oasis. When it gets there, it can gulp down more than 100 liters of water in just a few short minutes. It is literally like watching nature refill a living water tank right in front of your eyes. But seeing them drink that much, that fast, brings up a super logical question, doesn't it? Wouldn't that be highly dangerous? I mean, if a severely dehydrated human somehow managed to drink 100 liters of water in a few minutes, it would be fatal for sure. Our round blood cells would absorb the water way too fast, they'd swell up and literally burst. So the magic here is that a camel's oval blood cells possess this unique ability to safely expand to a massive size without breaking. They just swell right up, soaking in all that hydration perfectly safely, getting the animal ready to continue its trek.
Moving on to our next section, the nose, a built-in water recycling system.
You know when you breathe out on a freezing cold day and you can actually see the moisture in your breath? Well, every time an animal breathes out, warm air leaves its lungs carrying incredibly valuable moisture away with it forever, but not the camel. Step 1, the camel exhales. Step 2, these specialized, crazy labyrinth-like passages inside its nasal cavity actually cool that outgoing air before it can even leave the body. Step 3, as that air cools down, the moisture condenses, turns right back into tiny water droplets inside the nose, and is immediately reabsorbed. The camel is literally recycling its own body's water with almost every single breath. How cool is that? And get this, the water conservation absolutely does not stop at the nose. The entire digestive and excretory system is basically a masterclass in zero waste. A camel's kidneys are easily among the most efficient on the planet. Instead of producing large amounts of liquid waste, they extract virtually every usable drop of water, which results in extremely concentrated urine. And their intestines do the exact same thing with solid waste. They pull out so much moisture that camel dung is completely dry when it hits the ground. It is so incredibly dry, in fact, that people traveling in these harsh desert regions can literally scoop it up and immediately use it as fuel for their campfires. With all of these perfectly engineered parts just working together in total harmony, it brings us to the ultimate survival question. Exactly how long can a camel survive without drinking water? Well, the answer actually depends on a few variables: the weather, the amount of food they can forage, and how hard the camel is working. In cooler conditions, a healthy camel can easily go for weeks without a single sip. But what about the extreme, unforgiving heat of the deep desert? What is their absolute limit? It all comes down to biological tolerance. For us human beings, if we lose even around 10 to 15% of our body weight from dehydration, our biological systems just shut down. It's an immediate, life-threatening emergency. But camels? They can safely lose up to a staggering 25% of their entire body weight strictly through dehydration, and they will just keep on walking. Their thick blood flows, their nose recycles, and they just keep pushing forward. That unbelievable tolerance is exactly why they are the true, undisputed champions of the desert. All right, let's bring this all together and lock in the key takeaways from this explainer, completely busting those enduring myths once and for all. First, as we definitively know now, humps store fat. They provide energy and act as a brilliant cooling mechanism. They are not a water tank. Second, camels eventually do need water. They aren't magical, invincible creatures. They still suffer from injuries and extreme conditions. They just tolerate it way, way longer than the rest of us. And third, just for those wondering, a dromedary camel has one hump, while the Bactrian camel has two. And they're each perfectly adapted to their own respective, incredibly harsh environments across the globe. When you really step back and look at the camel as a whole, the energy-storing hump, the shape-shifting oval blood cells, the moisture-trapping nose, and those hyper-efficient kidneys, you realize you aren't just looking at an animal. You are looking at millions of years of perfectly engineered evolution. It really drives home this powerful takeaway for us. Sometimes, survival isn't about being the absolute strongest or the fastest or having the sharpest teeth. It's simply about adapting to your environment better than anyone else. I really hope you enjoyed diving into the hidden science behind the camel's ultimate biological machinery today. There are just so many incredible creatures out there with wild biological secrets waiting to be uncovered in our next explainer. So we want to hear from you. Which amazing animals should we explore next? Let us know, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.